Hey you guys, welcome to today's video. And in today's video, I'm going to be looking at the energy of Jay-Z and Mr. Kanye West. Shout out to the viewer that suggested I read Kanye, and then he follow-up request for his wife, Bianca. Requested I read on her. However, I tapped into her energy before I even decided to read her. Spirit just told me that she's happy where she's at and just left it at that. So I don't think the spirits really had anything really to say about her. There's really nothing they had to say about the situation. There's really wasn't nothing coming up for her. So I just decided to leave it alone. However, why not do a reading on Jay-Z and Kanye and let's look into their current energy. I don't think that they'll ever reconcile, but this is my opinion only. I haven't tapped in. But after he made those comments about the children on Twitter, they'll probably never get to a good place, at least right now. All things said today in this reading for entertainment purposes only and alleged. I just want to tap into current energy, past energy. Will they ever reconcile, be cool, or just even have a conversation? I did copy a video in my description as well. There's a video on YouTube of a guy who did a breakdown of Kanye and Jay-Z over the years, but it's from 8 years ago. It's pretty old, but it at least gives you an overview of where they started up until 8 years ago. Entire laundry list of issues between the two, and that's why I just went ahead and linked the video down below, because I was not going to give y'all a whole timeline. We spend the entire video separately doing that, and I'm not doing that. So you guys can go watch it for yourselves, or you don't have to, but I just want to give a quick overview, at least in my opinion, before I dive into this. But again, I'm going to see what Spirit says, and I'm just going to leave my opinion off to the side and then just see energetically what went on in their relationship, and let's see what's going to happen in the future for them, if they do have a future at all. Before we get into the present energy, I want to look at the oracle cards for the past energy, and also when I did pick the cards for them. So Kanye is a Gemini, he's King of Swords, and then Jay is King of Wands, he's a Sagittarius. And as I was looking at the cards, Spirit said look at the way that they're facing, because Jay's card is facing away and Kanye's is facing forward. So they said one person looks away from their problems and the other person faces their problems head on. Feels like the Sagittarius in this case is someone that is an avoider, confrontational but not confrontational, and this other person here is not afraid to speak their voice and say their mind, which he's an air sign, he's a Gemini. So that sounds pretty on brand. And if you haven't seen my Kanye West reading, please go and check it out. I'll link it up in the top right corner so you can just click on it. But I mean, it's the same type of energy here. I got a lot of time into the introduction, so let me just go ahead and get into the reading. All right, so first I'm going to type into the past energy like I said with the oracle deck, and I'm going to start with Kanye first. So this was I'll say past before the fallout. So what is the past energy of Kanye West before they fell out? Past energy of Kanye West toward Jay-Z. All right, so we have inside scoop, a closer look, nosy, up in your business. So past energy. All right, and then we have unfazed, doesn't care, didn't flinch, you can't shake me. It felt like in the documentary that Kanye has on Netflix that Jay was trying to sun him a little bit, you're nobody to me, you're not on my level type of energy. And in the past, that's probably what he had to face, because he did sign a Rockefeller under Dame. I believe Jay didn't want to sign him. I could be wrong, but it does feel like he had to push through to even be considered good in Jay-Z's eyes, but he didn't care. But that was not going to stop Kanye from pursuing his passion and working with different people and getting signed. All right, one more card for the past position. All right, and then we have cyberbully, hiding behind screens. Words can still wound. And even back then, I don't know how they were communicating, if they were doing it electronically. We didn't have social media in the early 2000s, around that time. I heard the word gossip. Allegedly, the Sagittarius could have been talking behind his back in the press, in the gossip mill, in the studio when he wasn't around, saying different things. And it was getting back to Kanye, allegedly, some of the hurtful things that he was saying about him, or maybe even to him as well. I don't think that things started off good. It feels like it started off pretty rocky between the two. One person's trying to break into the industry and the other person doesn't really care too much for him. It gives almost hater vibes, allegedly. One more card for Kanye. Okay, and then we have drama starter, stirs the pot, always in the middle, loves the chaos. Like I said, it just feels like gossip, someone that's going behind your back, saying different things to different producers, different artists, and he's having to, people are coming back and telling him different things that this person is saying, and it's hard to beat the odds. So yeah, like I said, it just doesn't feel like he was taking him seriously back then. All right, so now I'm going to switch over and then read Jay-Z's energy toward Kanye in the past position before the fallout. Look, we have stalker, lurking online, still checking your stories, obsession. I heard Biggie's name just now. Oh. And then we have romantic love affair, sex flick, secret lover, passion over loyalty. Okay, I'm going to go back to the stalker card, because I heard Biggie's name. I heard envy. So allegedly, they used to say that him and Biggie were cool, but there's that undercurrent of the rap competition, I'm better than you type of energy. But it could have been allegedly some envy toward Biggie, that once Biggie was gone, he may have had even some of that similar energy toward Kanye when they came across each other and they started running in the same circles, where he probably did see his potential and how big he could have been. but Kanye broke through that wall. And then romantic love affair is interesting. I don't know if they were running in the same circles as far as talking to the same women, but that's kind of the energy I'm also getting as well. I'm just saying the studio. So maybe it was a situation where somebody may have had a woman come in the studio and somebody may have been interested or wanted to work with her. It's kind of giving that energy, but I just envision a studio with this romantic love affair. So this may be another artist or someone that the Sagittarius was talking to that liked working or wanted to work with Kanye. Okay. All right, what else, Spirit, for the past position? All right, and then we have dodging bullets, blocking bad energy, escaping toxic people, haters can't touch you. So Jay could be viewing Kanye back then as someone who didn't really involve himself in industry politics and the drama that came with being a rapper. I can only imagine what they were going through back then that we may have no idea about because we have social media and they didn't have it back then. But yeah, it just feels like Kanye just came to work and that's it. He didn't want to get caught up in all the antics and the groupies. I heard groupies. He didn't want to get caught up in the chaotic energy of the music industry and the politics that came with that. He just literally just came to produce it or rap on a beat. He just came to work. Whereas this person is viewing him as somebody that doesn't want to get caught up in all the messiness of the drama. I heard white parties. So allegedly Kanye may have not even wanted to go to those industry parties and different things that were happening around that time when he was up and coming. I don't know. I'm seeing Diddy as well. Allegedly. All right, looking you up, cyber stalking, studying you, getting info. Like I said, he probably was watching him from a distance. He knew that this is somebody that just wants to work and they're trying to break in. And it still feels like that gossipy type of energy though, talking about him behind his back. But really, it just feels like monitoring spirit type of energy. As I was channeling, I was also getting the energy of the reading that I did on Rihanna and how I mentioned that she worries about how they watch her and watch her comings and goings. I think that it was the level of Rihanna now back then that he was allegedly doing to Kanye West, but he was definitely monitoring him to a degree. And that's why I said it just feels like gossipy type of energy. Like what he got going on? Like he may have not said it outright, but in a way where someone was like, oh, I saw Kanye in the studio working with such and such and he's working on this project. And it just feels like that. Like you work with him, like what y'all working on type of energy. So yeah, he probably was even back then just watching him, seeing his come up. Doesn't feel like he liked it so much, but he was definitely giving monitoring spirit type of energy, allegedly. All right, so I'm going to tap into the tarot now for past energy before we go on to present. And I'm going to start with Kanye again. Okay, tell me the past energy. Look, the Fool for his past position. So even back then, it feels like, although he knew these things about Jay-Z allegedly, it just feels like he still wanted to work with him because he's Jay-Z and that's somebody he still admired in the music space, but it was a risk that he was willing to take. And look, at the bottom, the Magician, it was something that he wanted to manifest and he did want to work with him. Yeah, it just feels like that's something he still wanted to take that risk for and he even was trying to manifest it. Tell me more about the past position. All right, and then we have Nine of Pentacles. All right, let me pull one more card to clarify. All right, so Nine of Pentacles to the Seven of Wands. There's a woman here in the past position and he had to stand up for himself. The Spirit's not revealing to me who this woman is in the past position or Kanye, or around the time Kanye's album, like his very first album came out. But he had to stand up for himself in this situation when it came to his relationship with Jay, allegedly. A sore spot for both of them about this woman. But it feels like whoever this is somebody that was with Jay-Z though. It doesn't feel like it was somebody that Kanye was allegedly with or in a relationship with. It just feels like it was more like someone that Jay-Z was allegedly talking to or dealing with. All right, one more card for his past position. I just heard somebody he wanted to sign. I don't know who, if it was Jay-Z trying to sign somebody or Kanye trying to get a woman signed, but it feels like also whoever this woman is somebody that was trying to get signed. Well, we'll see if she comes back up, but... All right, then now for past position, we have Temperance. So even with all the drama and the chaos and the gossip and the rumors and different things, and even the attitude of Jay-Z allegedly, he was still willing to work with him, still take that leap of faith. He was still having to probably defend himself when it came to whoever this woman is, but he was willing to look over it. He still wanted to start over. He still wanted to get his footing in the music industry. He was still willing to go through the hoops. It doesn't feel like he was willing to play like the industry games to a degree. And plus his mom was still around, I believe, at this time. Here, I'm seeing him like in the booth, like rapping. So yeah, like working on his album that doesn't involve him producing for other artists on their own projects. So yeah, he was willing to do what he had to do to push through all those limits to work on his solo project. Let's look into Jay-Z's past energy. All right, Five of Swords. Oh. Yep, Knight of Swords reversed. And then Queen of Cups, which again, I feel like this is a woman here. I'm seeing like a white flag. So it feels like Jay didn't want Kanye to get to a certain level eventually he had to give in because I'm feeling like Kanye's talent was just so undeniable. He didn't like it. I think he was, like I said, it just gossipy, just talking about this man behind his back type of energy. And he wasn't seeing any changes. He wasn't seeing Kanye lose his momentum. Allegedly, there was no stopping him. He was going to continue on. And so, like I said, I just saw the visual of a white flag. So he had to say, all right, what's going on with this man? He's not bowing down to anybody. He's not giving up. What is it about him? Like, why do people keep advocating for him? Eventually, he had to wave the white flag. I don't think that he wanted to sign him. I can't remember if Dame was the one that was signing artists for Rockefeller. But y'all let me know. It doesn't feel like Jay wanted to be a part of that, or at least push Kanye as a separate artist. I don't think he really saw the potential in him. Like, he saw the potential, but he didn't want to see the potential. Like, he didn't want to see him get surpassed, it feels like. But yeah, there's this woman here, this Queen of Cups. We have this water sign. I don't know who that is, but you guys let me know, and I'm not going to speculate on that. But yeah, there's this woman that just keeps popping up in the energy. It does not feel like Beyonce. It does not. So I'll just let y'all know that now. So now we're going to look into the current energy of where do they stand now as far as how they view one another. And so I'm going to start with Jay-Z this time. All right, what's the current energy? Oh. All right, so I have an offer, and then I have jackpot. So a door opening, unexpected windfall, right place, right time, big blessings ahead. But then at the bottom, I have wasting time. Let me pull one more card. All right, and then I have fake smiles, and then I have divination abusers. So allegedly, it feels like they may have had a conversation, or they may have spoken after those tweets, or maybe shortly before, but it feels like it's been kind of recent, maybe the last year or so. They have maybe had a conversation, or Jay has offered him some type of opportunity. There's something Spirit saying about your biggest hater will become your something. I don't know what that blank is. But I feel like Jay allegedly has tried to work with him on something where he saw was an opportunity to make money for the both of them. But then you also have the fake smiles here. So even if he were to like try to work with him or offer Kanye an opportunity, it would not be real. It would really just be so that he can make some money. And then divination abuser, you guys know how they get down in the industry. And allegedly, I mean, he could be getting readings done on him or have a spiritual advisor on Kanye. Allegedly, because like I told you guys in the Kanye reading, he is very protected by his ancestors. But yeah, it just feels like somebody may have been like tapping into Kanye's energy on somebody else's behalf, and that's why they allegedly may have felt like this is an opportunity for us to work together. We can be cool, but it's only because I want to make some money. And he sees that Kanye is still a big money maker. I was getting the visual of the Forbes list, so yeah. All right. Why does like stalker, looking you up type of energy still comes up for him? We have fake accounts, lurking, hiding on socials, hidden identity, can't stop watching. Again, allegedly, it just gives that monitoring spirit energy. And not only is he like keeping tabs on Kanye, he's getting divination done on him. So yeah, he's definitely still watching him from afar. And I feel like that also could play into why Kanye doesn't even live in the US anymore. But yeah, he's definitely still watching his every move. And the press has like announcements about Kanye's album and his project. He could be just lurking and watching and waiting and seeing how his album will do when it comes out. Has there ever been Kanye album release dates around his wife's, allegedly? I don't know the date. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Let's move on from that. And then at the bottom, we have screenshot, caught in 4K, saving receipts. Yeah, he be watching. He definitely watches. And I'm hearing that like Kylie, like the Kardashians, the Jenners, I heard the Jenners, the Kardashians. So yeah, he probably does still keep tabs on Kanye. So moving along to Kanye's energy presently toward Jay-Z. All right, so we have fishing for comments. And as soon as I saw that card, I thought about him when he was tweeting about his children, making those comments. Where it just feels like he was just trying to really get a response out of Jay-Z allegedly from those tweets, because he wasn't probably answering a call or a text message. And then we have played out. Yeah, he's done playing those games with him though. When I'm looking at this card right here, I know the play. I know how he is. So yeah, he knows how this game goes with, I heard with the Carters. He knows how they play, how they get down, and what they do, the tactics they use. He's aware. I don't think he really cares too much. Remember I mentioned this is probably why he doesn't live in the country. At the bottom, we have the moving card. So yeah, he knows that he's just gonna, it feels like he's just gonna keep his distance from them physically, because he knows that they're trying to keep tabs on him. All right, and then we have shine, radiate with truth. Your light triggers your darkness. Stay unapologetically you. Yeah. And look, there's a Bible in there. So yeah, again, he is very protected, but he is very honest. Allegedly, it feels like everything he said in those tweets is literally how, that's his truth. That's exactly how he feels. He may apologize to get the bad press up off of him, but what he said in them tweets, he meant that. Everything. Children and all, allegedly. I just heard truth teller. And then we have bad karma. Allegedly, it feels like Kanye knows that some stuff is going to be impacting Jay-Z pretty soon in the legal system. Like there are some whispers about him, some things that are coming to him. Because I heard something about Kanye being prayed up. It's like that Rihanna energy, you guys. If you've seen the reading I did on her, it just gives that Rihanna energy where spirits and or readers may have told them that something is coming, or they even may have been getting these downloads themselves. I just heard you reap what you sow. Channeling like him at his church services, like him and his choir, his gospel choir. So yeah, he may have a really close relationship with God. He's getting that prayer energy off of Kanye. And I'm also getting that ancestral as well. So yeah, he probably does see like everything that Jay-Z has done is going to come back on him. Right, what else? And then I have crying over you, still not over it, watching your posts pretending they're fine. It doesn't feel like they have reconciled. Any conversations they've had has been more from like a business perspective or to try to quiet down Kanye. He's not over everything that Jay-Z has done to him. I just saw like him not attending the wedding and like something about children not being there for births or baby showers. Something about the kids though, like for his children specifically. They still have some drama, some bad blood. That's what I'm heard, like bad blood there. Which once you involve the children, it's like it's over at that point. But I feel like even before his tweets, it was probably like this beforehand, because I just heard the tweet cemented it. And to wrap up the reading, I do want to just ask, like, will they ever reconcile? Does Spirit have any other insight they can give us into the future of Kanye and Jay-Z? Like, is it completely over and done with? Like, let's just do one final tap in. Any last comments about the future of Jay-Z and Kanye? We have 6 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and then we have Ace of Cups. And then 7 of Pentacles at the bottom, that reap what you sow energy. So yeah, I don't see them ever reconciling, at least in the near future. It just feels like one left behind the other, but it was meant to be this way though. And I feel like for Kanye, it just meant to be separated. It was not good for Kanye. And I feel like he wouldn't have this chalice, this Ace of Cups, had he still been in the same vicinity or working with this, because I heard the Carter, so I guess it's probably both of them, but it was literally meant to be this way. And then I also see his mother. So his mom may have had a hand spiritually of separating them from one another as friends, because it was for her son's own protection, allegedly. And then we have Knight of Swords. We have the Hangman. Okay, I have another card. Look at that. And the Magician. I'll just say this, because this feels more of like, it feels very like spiritual warfare-ish to me. So I don't want to say too much. Allegedly, once those tweets came out, those truths, those alleged truths came out, it just feels like someone may have to like try to do work on Kanye, like some type of spiritual work on him. I heard to cause confusion, like mental games, mental confusion. I don't think they're gonna be cool, but I also just feel like Kanye is very protected in the spiritual realm. They're protecting him from himself, but also from other people that mean to do him harm in the physical and in the spiritual side too, allegedly. For entertainment purposes only. Fear said he needs to watch his back, because I just heard the word ritual again. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it here, you guys. Even if they were to reconcile, Kanye needs to keep his distance away from him. It's not going to do him any good trying to get back in that circle and get cool with that couple anymore. At least right now, the energy doesn't feel like that. It will hurt him more if he like gets in their good graces. If he does anything with them, it's definitely going to hurt him more. He may have good press. Like, I'm just not feeling like it would be beneficial to him in the end. It would probably hurt him more than help him. This energy just feels very uncomfortable. That's the only reason why I don't want to go any further into it. But it gives me like ritualistic, spiritual work. And it also just made me think of that divination abuser card that I pulled for the oracles earlier in the reading. So I'm going to end it here. Never put anything past anyone. Friendship, past, present, future. You just do not know what people are doing behind your back. Because I just also keep hearing envy from the Sagittarius side. All right, well, I'm going to end it here for real now. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Thanks for watching this reading, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.